Hi, and welcome to the videos for section 2.7 for Math 126. This is the first of 4 videos for this section. In this section, we're going to be looking at what's known as one-to-one functions and their inverses. So, first, let's look at a definition of what is a one-to-one function. So a function with a domain A is called one-to-one if no two elements of A, our domain, have the same image. So in mathematical terms, that means that f of x1 is never equal to f of x2 if x1 is not equal to x2. So what does this really mean? Well, what this is saying, and let's take a look at the parabola. When x is equal to 1, so if I have f of x is equal to x squared, so that's my equation for a parabola. When x is equal to positive 1, so my domain is what? It's all real numbers, negative infinity to positive infinity. That's my domain A. So if I pick an element in A, let's say positive 1, if I square it, that's positive 1. So that gives me the point here. But if I also choose negative 1, well, negative 1 gives me what? It also gives me positive 1. So when x1 is equal to positive 1, my f of x1 is equal to positive 1. But if x2 is equal to negative 1, so x1 and x2 are not equal, but f of x2, so f of negative 1 is also positive 1. And these guys match up. So therefore, we would say that this function is not a one-to-one function. Well, how can we do this without having to plot every point? And we have what's known as the horizontal line test. So we had the vertical line test to tell us if it was a function. Now the horizontal line test can tell us if it's a one-to-one function. And the horizontal line test says that a function is one-to-one if and only if, and so this IFF is our shorthand instead of having to write if and only if, but if and only if no horizontal line intersects its graph more than once. So similar to the vertical line test, but now it's horizontal. And if we pick basically any line to draw horizontally across our function of the parabola, we're going to hit 1, 2 spots. And basically, no matter where I do it, 1, 2, 1, 2, always going to be hitting it more than once. So therefore, we know that x squared is not a one-to-one function. So how about, let's say, is x to the, f of x equals x to the third. So is this function one-to-one? We'll recall what this graph looks like. It's that sort of snake that goes to the origin. And so by looking, we can see that no matter where we draw a horizontal line, it's only ever going to be hitting this graph at only once. So therefore, the function f of x is equal to x third is one-to-one. So that's the end of video 1. Short and sweet. I know it was only a couple minutes there, but just to give you an introduction of what's a one-to-one function by definition, and then if we have the graph, how can we tell if a function's one-to-one, and it's by use of that horizontal line test. So come on back, we'll look at video 2 of 4 videos.